Yo, what's going on? All my homies, homettes, do's and dudettes. It's your boy Will back again, about to run through my weekly list. But this recording was already recorded. Just full disclosure, this is for the week of the 8th through the 14th. And the week of the 15th, I was on vacation and I tried to set it up to load, but it didn't. But anyway, let's get to the video. It's Christmas week. Yep. What's going on? All my homies, homettes, dudes, and dudettes. It's your boy Will back again. About to run through one of these things that I call my weekly wear, and that's what I wore all week last week. So on Sunday, without further ado, on Sunday I rocked out. Oh, and again, this week I wore a lot of fragrances that I've gotten recently, but I haven't had a chance to get like a full wear out of them. So I've been rocking those, and I think, yeah, all of these fragrances are clones of something. So what I'll do is I'll put the regular name up here, and then maybe I'll put the clone name here. And the first one is this one. I got this recently in a unboxing I did recently, but this is Island, and this one I think it's by Kalan. I'll have the name down there, but you know how I go. But this one is a real coconut vibe kind of. It's I think it's a clone of Le Beau, but like I said, I'll have the name up there. And this one had a nice coconut vibe to it. Kind of gives you a vibe of like a vacation kind of fragrance. Like maybe if you're sitting next to the beach. Ooh, it's kind of strong in my mouth. Pause. Like if you're laying on the sand next to the beach. It's kind of got that vibe of like maybe smelling like the body sprays and the oils to reflect the sun and all that stuff. It kind of has that vibe, but it's a nice tropical vibe. It's nice. I think this will be really good when it gets warm outside. Right now it's really cold. It was cold all last week. It was like maybe, I think the highest like was maybe 40 degrees and then went all the way down to like 18 degrees. So that's why I rocked on Sunday, Island. On Monday, I grabbed this one. I can't remember what the name of this one is. And this is the one where I have all the names and everything on the side of it. What's the name of this fragrance? Jasor. So there it is. And this one, I can't remember how this one smelled. Oh, yeah, it's kind of fresh. This was a clone of something too. Can't remember which one. Well, I'll put the clone name up there also. But this is a nicer fragrance. This is probably better geared for, again, like the spring and maybe summer, but I rocked it on Monday. Then on Tuesday, this fragrance, I've worn it before, but I don't think I've gotten a full wear out of it. And I did a lookup of this fragrance, and I didn't realize it's really marketed for women, the original. But this one is Intense Addiction. And this one is kind of hard to find because I'm not sure if they discontinued it or it's just hard to find. But this one is a clone of the Initio's. Like I said, I put the name up there, but the Initio fragrance is supposed to be geared for females. And I was like, and I'm smelling this, and I'm like, you know, the whole time I never thought about this being a female fragrance, but now that I saw that it was probably geared for or marketed for females, I can see a female wearing it. But I really like this fragrance. I don't know if I would say it's a female fragrance, maybe a unisex fragrance, and I can't even say that it's leaning more towards female. It's just a good fragrance. That was on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I grabbed this bomb thing. This is the first time that I wore this. It might be the first time I put it on skin too, because sometimes I'll open up boxes and maybe not spray it on my skin that time. I'll spray it on the tester strip. Then later on in the evening, I might spray it on my skin just to see how it feels on skin before I actually wear it, so I can get a vibe for how much to spray, how much to, you just test it out a little bit. But anyway, needless to say, this was Atlas. And when I unboxed this with that whole thought process of, I've heard a lot of people say it's such a beast fragrance and everything. And I smelled it, I was like, it's okay. I didn't feel like it was a beast. I felt like it was okay. And then by the end of the video, I left the room and I came back, and it filled the room completely. And I was like, wow, is this really strong? And then I left that strip. I left it on the table for a couple of days, and every day that I would come into the room, I would smell it. It was like for maybe about 3 or 4 days. This fragrance, and I put it on my skin on Wednesday. I gave you a little short story. On Wednesday, I put it on my skin, and I did less sprays than I normally do. You know me, I normally do like 10 to 20 sprays. I did 3 sprays. I did spray here. No, I did 4 sprays. I did spray behind my neck, and then I did spray in the creases of my elbows. When I tell you this thing lasted, it lasted and projected. I had on a t-shirt that day, but I had a sweatshirt on top of it, and then on top of the sweatshirt I had a coat. When I went to the store riding around with my sweatshirt on and my coat on top of the sweatshirt, I could still smell this fragrance. This is ridiculously strong. Now, it didn't last as long as I thought it was going to last. I thought it was going to last like maybe until the next day or until I had to wash it off. But I think it lasted maybe about, I don't know. It lasted a good long time. It probably lasted maybe about 10 hours. I thought it was going to be one of those 24-hour kind of fragrances that you were going to have a problem with the next day. But anyway, long story short, that's what I wore on Wednesday. If you see this fragrance, if you're not interested in long-lasting fragrances, try not to put this one on your skin, or if you do, maybe put 1 spray. It's very rare that I say that something's a beast mode fragrance that you only need 1 spray. Atlas is one of those fragrances that you only need 1 spray, because, and in my review of that fragrance, well, not review, but when I was unboxing the fragrance, I was saying it is a fragrance that if you spray too much, you can kind of get head aching, you can get a headache or whatever. And some of the times from those 4 sprays, some of the times I was like, okay, this is getting too strong. Now I would have to roll my windows down. It was a whole thing, big thing. But anyway, moving on. On Thursday, I grabbed this one, and this is another clone. I got this a little while ago. It's Noir d'Ambre, something like that. But I got this a little while ago. This is another clone of one of the Mancera fragrances, and this was really nice. This has a nice sweet vibe to it, and it's either leather. I think it's leather or something, leather or tobacco. I can't remember which one it is, but I think it's tobacco. Now that I'm smelling it, I can't remember, but it's a nice warm kind of vibe. This is a good fragrance for date night or Netflix and chill, or kicking it or relaxing, sitting next to the fireplace. This is a good fragrance. That was on Thursday. Then on Friday, I got this one really recently. I think I got this maybe within the last 2 weeks or so. But this one is the one from the collection, the 1505 from Lattafa, and this one is the D Antique. And this one, when I first sprayed this one, again, I think sometimes with those first sprays, those first maybe 1 to 5 sprays, they're kind of okay. So you might have to let your fragrance breathe a little bit, because those first couple of sprays that I sprayed on there, I was like, okay, it smelled pretty similar to the other Tom Ford. This is a clone of Tom Ford's Smoke Cherry, and the other one is Pop Cherry. And when I first
sprayed this one. This one was smelling pretty close to Pop Cherry, which I don't need another clone of Pop Cherry because I have something like that. But as I wore this and as I sprayed this more, it's more of a, this is more of a dark, smoky cherry instead of like a resinous type of vibe of a cherry, not a bright cherry like Pop Cherry. So yeah, that's what I wore on, what day was that? Friday. And then, fragrance got in my mouth. Pause. And then on Saturday it was cool, but I was moving around a little bit, and I got this not too long ago. And when another one of those fragrances, when I got it and unboxed it, I felt it seemed a little underwhelming, but as I rocked it and wore it and I sprayed it a little bit more, I'm starting to like it a lot more. And this one is Sequats by Lattafa. Oh man, and this one does smell more and more. After the first couple of sprays I wasn't crazy about it, but the more I spray this, the more I wear it, and I even got a little bit of dent in it, as you can see. And the more I wear this, it does smell more and more like the Acqua di Gio. So yeah, I appreciate this one. This one was really good. I'm glad to have this now. When I first got it, like I said, I think I got it from Burlington's, and I was like, not crazy about it, but yeah, it's a good one. If you're out in the stores and you see it, it's a good one to pick up, because I think it was pretty cheap too. I think it was like maybe $25, something like that. But anyway, Sequat, and that's it. That was Saturday. That's all I have for you today. That's all I wore all week. Not all I wore out last week, because I put some stuff and test things in the evenings. But those are the main things that I wore for those days. But anyway, it's your boy Will. I appreciate your time. I know you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me talking about 7 fragrances that I wore all week last week. All right, until next time, deuces.